Let's bring in Taylor Schreiner, Director of Digital Insights at Adobe. Taylor, welcome to the show. Your team has a great report here that looks forward to the coming season. I want to first start by just kind of giving the outline of the timeline more specifically. I mean, we've got like 20 different sale days and promotional days. Didn't we already get some out of the way? What's still ahead here?
Well, it's definitely a year where retailers are looking to move their sales up, right? I'm sure everyone has already seen ads for Black Friday level sales already as of the 1st of November. So we are seeing bigger discounts earlier than we've ever seen before, but we still expect the big discounts to come on the Black Fridays, the Cyber Mondays, and even shortly after, as consumers have those expectations. They're looking for their best deals on those days, and retailers are going to deliver. They're going to offer some amazing deals on the major holidays, but they're also going to try and move sales earlier with earlier discounts.
You guys have a timeline we were just looking at here where you assess the best times to buy certain types of products. How do you figure this out?
Well, we track at a transaction and price level what people actually buy and how much they pay for it on a daily basis. And we have looked and modeled over the years at when particular things go on sale, like what is cheapest on Black Friday, when are appliances like microwaves or dishwashers at their lowest price in general. And that's when we can tell consumers that's when you're going to get your biggest selection at your lowest possible price. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't going to be a great deal on a different day. If you're looking for a specific TV, you want a specific brand, or you want to work with a specific retailer, you got to keep your eye out for the best deal. But in general, we're able to tell consumers, that the best day to buy an appliance is Black Friday, because that's when we'll get the most selection at the lowest price.
Got it. Okay. Now, with your data, you're able to see what people are doing currently. You know what they've done in the past. In terms of predictive ability, how do you assess that during this strange period where the economy has gotten bruised up and battered, but there's been government support and what we've seen for spending has been pretty solid? How is that affecting the outlook right now, the way you guys see it?
Well, we're looking at a $189 billion holiday season from the 1st of November to the end of December. That's 33% growth over last year. That's basically 2 years worth of growth based on what we've seen, coming off of some very high year-over-year growth right at the beginning of the COVID era, and then settling into a really comfortable, regular pace, I think, with consumers moving a lot of their overall shopping needs into the e-commerce space. That's really pushed sales up and pushed revenue up going into the holiday season. So
we're looking at the online component of this as well, which obviously we see a big jump in that this year. Is that going to translate directly to the total amount you expect to spend, or is the concentration in online going to shift? Is this what you're using to project out based on what people have done already?
Well, we're seeing a couple different things going on. Obviously, the macro economy is affecting what people are spending, but we are seeing big shifts in the way that people consume, and we're tracking those over time. So, for instance, we saw a big shift to apparel early in the COVID era, and that as people bought things that would work on Zoom calls, and then that shifted to a different basket of purchases in the e-commerce world as people moved, for instance, more of their grocery shopping online, trying to avoid more person-to-person contact. We track that along with, for instance, how people are moving some of their offline purchases online by doing buy online, pick up in store options for those retailers that offer it. We combine all of those shifts in consumer behavior to generate our outlook that is, as I say, pushing almost $190 billion for this season.
So the holiday spend, the total that you mentioned, to come back to this number, $190, more of it happening online than in previous years. Just to walk me through again the projection, is this based on what they've been spending on the year? Is it contingent on anything?
Well, it's based on observed transactions from thousands of retailers and hundreds of millions of actual products. So we're looking at a strong sample of the overall economy to build this model. So we're seeing what people are actually doing. Now, to your question, is it contingent on anything? I think we can all say that 2020 is one of the least predictable years on record. So certainly changes in COVID, changes in stimulus will have effects in terms of overall consumer spending, but our sort of mid-range projection, given what we see at the moment and given where COVID and other things are trending, we see that at about, as I say, $189 billion.
Wow, incredible. And since we're already in November 12th and you're tracking current information, this is obviously up to date, it's up to speed. We see people spending right now. In terms of the community that's shopping online, this has been a really big theme for the investment community because the companies that enable all that online shopping have done extraordinarily well. Are you able to assess within your data how much new customer acquisition is happening in the online space that was going to be a matter of time? Any idea sort of what's been fast forwarded by this experience we're all going through? Like, for example, if you had an idea that online should be X% of consumer spending by some year, have we achieved some degree of that? How much into the future have we jumped, Taylor?
Right. Well, it's an interesting question. We normally see, one way to look at it is we normally see about 12 to 16% year-over-year growth in the holiday season. A lot of it concentrated, as you showed in that other chart, on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which are going to cross big $10 and $12 billion landmarks this year. But we're seeing overall across the 2 months about 33% growth, which is roughly 2 years worth of growth. So you're looking at people doubling or accelerating by a factor of 2 their move to e-commerce spending. And obviously this is growing more than overall retail, which is growing more in the single-digit range. So they're shifting a lot of their consumption into e-commerce. That's a trend that we'd been expecting, but we saw that start to take shape at the beginning of COVID as people moved, as I said, to buy more apparel and groceries and other everyday items online. And that trend that we expected to happen in 2021 has already happened and may even be going faster than that.
Okay, really good stuff. Taylor, love to see your guys' reports and appreciate you bringing us the data here.
Thanks for having me.
Really good stuff. Taylor Schreiner, Director of Digital Insights at Adobe. Big year for spending coming up for these holidays.